Amy with AJ's Vintage Designs and Fashion Toppings here. It's time for Trash to Treasure. Okay, I went thrifting today and I got a lot of things, but I'm only gonna be doing 2 items today, so the video isn't gonna be very long. I don't want to do too many in one video. So we're gonna work on these right now. And the reason I like to go thrifting, as a furniture flipper, I'm always looking for items to stage on my furniture pieces. And I don't wanna have the same items that everybody sees at Hobby Lobby. Those are great, there's nothing wrong with that. I love my Hobby Lobby. But I'm always looking for kind of unique, different things to put in my pictures. Look at that. I feel like I could rub one of these and a genie's gonna pop out and make some wishes. So this is a tin. There's absolutely no function to them whatsoever. They're just for looks, but they're little tin, very, I don't know, really cool genie type table decorations. But I got them for $1.99 plus 50% off because it was yellow day. And so we're gonna do something fun with those. I like the metallic look of them, but they're really tarnished and they have a lot of dings on them where the finish has been scratched off or drip marks. And the tops, the metallic is completely worn off the tops. So I think what I wanna do is I'm gonna use some of Dixie Belle's new metallics and put metallic on them, and then maybe put white over the metallic and then wipe the white off. So it's got white, so it gives you that kind of country look, even though these are far from being country. And then it'll show the metallic through the white. I'm gonna try that, something a little different, so that this is gonna be kind of a different staging piece for me. Next, look at that. I got myself a Greek god. Look at that. I have no idea. You probably know the statue. I mean, I don't recognize the statue, but this thing is so heavy. It is solid, very heavy. I think it's a solid ceramic. And it was $6.99, 50% off. I don't want to break them. But, so I got myself a little Greek guy here. And hopefully I'm not offending anybody if it's something that's very famous and I'm not familiar with it. But look at the details on this. This thing is so cool and so different. You never see something like this at the Goodwill. So what I'm gonna do with this is, right now, it's been painted with that spray paint that is speckled. You know, you spray it out, it's supposed to look like stone, so it's got all the little colors all speckled all over it. And it's all different greens and blacks. I just want him to be a nice white. I want him to look like a statue. You know, he looks like a statue now, but if you look at him close up, he looks like a DIY statue. Look at the polka dots. So, I'm gonna paint him white. I think he deserves to be nice, clean, bright, and center stage when it comes to staging. So he's gonna get a nice, clean, white paint job. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you need to do is you need to clean your pieces. You don't want to paint over anything that's dirty. And so, I'm just gonna be taking, since this is tin, I'm just gonna take some glass cleaner and clean off these pieces real quick. After I've cleaned them, I always take a wet rag with water and remove any cleaning residue that might be left behind, because that can inhibit paint adhesion to your pieces. So let me clean these 2 up, and then we'll get started and I'll show you what I do to them. Okay, I'm gonna start with him first. And I decided to go with the Flea Market Decor Aged Ivory. It's just a little bit of an off-white. I was thinking about it, if I did him stark white, I'll have less opportunity to use him for staging. If you ever can't get your lids open, just put them upside down, slap them on the ground. And voila. Okay, so I've cleaned them. I'm gonna work with a damp brush. I'm using Dixie Belle's round large brush. It's a synthetic brush. Just getting a little bit damp, and all I have to do is paint. I'm already liking the way he's looking now. Now I can see this. This is gonna need another coat because there's a lot of areas inside his hair that I couldn't get to, but now it's wet, so I can't grab it to hold on to it, and I don't want it to tip over. So I'm gonna let it dry, and I'm gonna come back, and any areas that I've missed, I'll just dab in some more paint You notice that I'm having to push it in because it's not a smooth texture. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies that I have to get into, but you can see I might tip him over. But I think he looks really cool right now, just being the white. And I also see down the road me redoing him again. If I get sick of it being white, I'm seeing patina. I am gonna use him white for a while because I really think he looks kind of, you know, outdoor, majestic, statue type. You know, I don't know, I think it's gonna be fun to stage with. So I'm going to just touch him up in a little bit when this is dried, so I'm able to touch it and so I don't tip it over. But I can see down the road adding patina so that it looks really old with the blue and the green running down him like he's been outside in a garden for a long time. But right now I'm gonna enjoy him bright and white like this for a little while. So he might be in a future video. Okay, so let's let him dry and then I'll come back and touch him up and then we're gonna start working on our little genie lanterns. Okay, now for these next pieces, so I've got 2 coats on him. I think he looks great. Okay, and now for these, what I decided to do, instead of taking the time to put a metallic on it first, because the metallic on here is pretty good. It does have areas that it's peeled back and it's tarnished, but it's not a pretty tarnished. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, I think I'm just gonna do a wash on these. Put some white paint watered down and put it on and then wipe it off and let's see what we get. So we're gonna experiment with it. I'm gonna use the same brush that I was using before, using the same color. I'm using the Flea Market Decor Aged Ivory. I'm going to spray my brush, get my phone out of the way. I'm gonna spray my brush so it's nice and wet. I'm gonna dip a little bit of paint on there just so I have a lot of water on my brush and then very little paint. And I'm going to paint it on. And I don't want brush strokes, so I'm dabbing. I'm just dabbing, kind of pouncing it on. So it doesn't look like it's been brushed on. And that's what's great with this shape of brush, having the round brush helps with this. Okay, so I'm just gonna spritz, every time I go to dip in my paint, I'm gonna spritz my brush with water. So my paint is nice and thin. Put this on. It needs to be pretty just straight white, but I really like the metallic underneath, and since they have that genie look to them, with all this character, I want to take advantage of that. So I am going to put this paint on, and then I'm going to rub it off before it dries. Okay. Now, I'm going to use one of my little shop towels here, and I'm going to rub it off. So you can see a little bit of the gold underneath, and I'm just wiping it off. So that white paint is going to sit down in the grooves. So it's gonna look nice and, oops, it's gonna look nice and cool. Just, I'll keep switching my rag over, so if I get too much paint on it, then I'll just move to a new section. And just rubbing that paint off, leaving just a little bit of the paint behind for some character. And I'm rubbing pretty firmly. I want to get that paint off, and I just want the white paint to kind of sit in any of the grooves of the metal. So it kind of looks like it's been pickled a little bit. I'm going to show that gold through. So you can see the gold through the white. I want to do this in just, you know, small sections. I didn't do this bottom because I want to be able to hold on to this to be able to spin it. I'll do the bottom last after the top is dried. That way I can hold on to the top and spin it as I need to do the bottom. So I'm just doing the top 2 sections first, which gives me the time Just spin it around. And if some of the paint is not coming off, you didn't move quick enough, you can spritz your rag with a little bit of water, very little water, because the water will take it off because it reactivates the paint. So if you find out you don't like it on that heavy, just get your rag a little bit damp, and that will really take the paint off. But I'm kind of liking how much paint is being left behind. I like the kind of like wash look. Looks like it's been pickled. So that's what it's gonna be like. See, I can still see the gold, but the white is just gonna give it more of an updated look. Make it look a little different. Once again, down the road, if I get sick of it, I can either paint it again with a different color, or I can add a patina to it and make it look really old. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry. I guess it's already dry. Now I'm gonna work on the bottom. I love the gold. So the gold's a little bit shinier on that side than it is on this side. So I could spritz my little corner of my rag. I don't want it too wet. And if I want to remove any more, that's what's called wet distressing. A little bit of water on my rag will take off more paint. It will reactivate it and allow me to wipe it off. So if you decide you have it on too heavy and you don't like it, just mist your brush or mist your rag, very little water, and you can wet distress. See, that look cool? Okay, I'm gonna do this bottom half real quick. I'll do the other one the same way, but I'm gonna do this bottom one the same way. Like to put it on a paper towel so I don't get it all over my table. And I'm using a dry rag right now, but if I want to take off more, then I just find a clean corner, spritz it with a little bit of water, very little, and wet distress over areas where I want more of the whatever color's underneath. Doesn't matter if it's not a metallic, if it's like, maybe this is black or blue or vintage duck egg, whatever color is underneath, by just spritzing my rag a little bit, I'm making sure I take that paint back and it shows what's underneath. Okay, wow, this is gonna look cool. So, there we go. Isn't that neat now? I can see all those details. The details stand out, and it just gives it an updated look. From this to this. I think this is much more current with what home decor is right now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one real quick. Okay, that was just a quick trash to treasure. Now these items, like I said, I got these for $1.99 and they're 50% off because of yellow tags today. So $1 each. And then that, I believe, it's too heavy to lift up. I believe it was $6.99 and it was 50% off, so $3.50. So I spent a total of $5.50 for these. And I have some really cool, unique items to use for staging now. So just takes a little coat of paint and no time at all. Okay, I'm gonna stage these and take some pictures so you can just see how pretty they are going to be used as home decor. And I'll put the pictures at the end. And until next time, this is Amy with AJ's Vintage Designs and Fashion Toppings with yet another thrifted transformation or trash to treasure. Okay, and then you can check out my blog at www.ajsvintagedesigns.com as well as on Facebook at AJ's Vintage Designs. So, okay, until next time, I hope you have a great day.